You probably watched Netflix's Who Killed JonBenét Ramsey and felt like you had the answers. But there are 5 important clues Netflix never showed you. And once you hear them, you'll never see this case the same way again. The first overlooked detail was simple but strange. A bowl of pineapple left on the kitchen table. At first it looked like nothing. But during the autopsy, doctors found pineapple in JonBenét's stomach. This meant she ate it not long before she died. The problem was the timeline. Her parents said JonBenét was asleep when they got home that night. They also said she never woke up again. So, how did she eat pineapple? Even more confusing, the bowl had fingerprints from Patsy Ramsey and JonBenét. A glass next to it had Burke's fingerprints. This small bowl created big questions. Did JonBenét wake up hungry and eat some pineapple before the attack? Did someone give it to her? Or did something happen in the kitchen that night that no one wanted to talk about? Some people even thought the pineapple pointed to a fight between Burke and JonBenét, since his prints were nearby. But nothing was ever proven. Police never gave a clear answer, and the Ramseys never explained it. The pineapple detail stayed in the case files, often ignored in the big documentaries, but it was one of the strongest clues that the story of that night did not match what the family said. The second detail was in the first phone call, when Patsy Ramsey called 911 and said JonBenét was missing. At first, it sounded like a normal call from a scared mother, but later, experts listened closely to the tape. They said they could hear other voices in the background. Some thought it was John Ramsey, others said it was Burke, even though the family said he was asleep. This part made people question the family's story. If Burke was awake, why didn't they say so? And if John was already in the room, why did Patsy sound like she was alone? These questions never got clear answers. Police never confirmed the background voices, and the family always denied them. Still, many people believe this call gave us a short hidden window into what really happened that night. The third detail was in the ransom note. It was strange for many reasons. It was 2.5 pages long, which was very unusual. Most ransom notes were short, but this one went on and on. The note also asked for $118,000, the same amount as John Ramsey's work bonus that year. Handwriting experts studied the note. Some said it looked close to Patsy Ramsey's writing, but they could not prove it 100%. The police never charged her, and the family always denied writing it. Still, the note was written with paper and pen from inside the Ramsey house, which made many people wonder why a stranger would take the time to sit down and write it there. There was more. Parts of the note seemed copied from popular movies, like lines taken from Speed and Dirty Harry. This made it look less like a real ransom demand, and more like someone was pretending, and the note was left on the stairs where the family would see it right away, instead of being hidden or mailed. These small choices made many people feel the note was not written by an outsider, but by someone already inside the house. The fourth detail was in the DNA. Investigators found unknown male DNA on JonBenét's underwear and clothes. At first, this seemed like proof that a stranger broke into the house. In 2008, the Boulder District Attorney even cleared the Ramsey family because of this DNA. But later, experts said the DNA was so small, it could have come from factory workers who made the clothes, or even from people who touched them in stores. It was not enough to say for sure that it came from the killer. Another problem was how the DNA was collected. In the 1990s, testing methods were not as advanced as today. The samples were mixed and very weak, which made it hard to trust the results. Some scientists even said the DNA might have been added by mistake during testing. Still, many documentaries and reports treated this DNA like a smoking gun. They said it proved the Ramseys were innocent, even though the science was never that clear. This made the case even more confusing. Was it really the killer's DNA, or just a random trace left behind? The fifth detail was the basement window. Police once said an intruder could have climbed through it to get inside the house. One of the windows was broken, and John Ramsey even admitted he broke it months earlier when he locked himself out. At first, this broken window seemed like the perfect way for a stranger to enter, but investigators found cobwebs around the frame that were still in place. If someone had crawled through that night, the webs would have been disturbed. The dirt and dust around the window also looked untouched. This made it less likely that anyone actually used it to break in. Even stranger, police found a suitcase under the window. Some people thought it was placed there so someone could step on it while climbing in or out. But the suitcase also looked clean, with no signs of dirt or shoes on it. Like the window, it seemed staged, almost as if it was meant to tell a story instead of showing what really happened. For years, TV shows and reports kept pointing to the window as proof of an intruder. But these small clues, the cobwebs, the clean dust, the spotless suitcase, made many believe no one came in through that window at all. So, these 5 details, the pineapple bowl, the hidden voices, the strange ransom note, the weak DNA, and the untouched basement window, all pointed to a story much more complicated than what Netflix showed. They raised questions the case never answered. Who gave JonBenét the pineapple? Who else was awake during that 911 call? Why was the ransom note written inside the house? Each clue pulled the case in a different direction, but none of them gave a final answer. And maybe that was the most chilling part. The truth was still hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to finally see it.